Julian Gollop said himself that he is not very pleased with terror from the deep. So what maestro who created the IP and influenced the TBT genre as a whole has done? So how's the first ever true direct sequel to the globe-spanning, arguably mechanically the best turn-based tactics game ever made? Well, it's a real-time tactics game about OMON in Skolkovo village beating up alien bonking liberals. A sequel to one of the mechanically best world-spanning TBT is a dice roll real-time game confined to one tiny city, separately taken, of course. XCOM was a mistake. Every time Gollop is free to do anything, he wants to make a monster. Bad Games is exactly what he wants. UFO, Enemy Unknown is an outlier. You start a new game and you have no idea what to do at all. UFO at least tells you to build a base. This game tells you nothing. It has a terrible cluttered GUI with the sequel to the insane pictograms of the original, Insane Pictograms 2. Worse yet, it combines two different design paradigms, involving both clicking the stupid buttons instead of proper contextual mouse controls, and drag and drop in unexpected places. So through trial and error, and studying the subpar manual, you somehow managed to shoot down your first UFO. You send your vehicle called Armored Personnel Carrier, filled with your goons, to the crash site. The car starts running in circles doing nothing, because there's no road, and this city is probably in Yankeestown. Because no one knows what walking distance is, and that you can walk to the places, instead of driving your personal car. All the cars are literally 90% useless. Just instantly sell them and use only flyers. Once you get an actual alien alert, and you send your goons in your plane there, you get to the battle screen, which offers you to pick between the real-time mode and the turn-based mode. But this game lies about having a turn-based mode. This is not a turn-based game, and there is no turn-based mode. All the logic runs in real time and behaves like all the RTS games of the time, with insufferable pathfinding and unit AI. If you pick the turn-based mode, you move one dude forward and he pushes everyone else around, they start running in circles, the first dude starts running in circles, and before you made even one move all your dudes are out of TU, because they all were spazzing around running in circles. This is your very first turn. You chase an enemy to a closet, you set up an ambush, all your goons are patiently waiting for opportunity fire. The enemy opens the door, comes out of the closet, and all your dudes, instead of shooting, start running away to the other side of the map, by themselves, without your input, during the enemy's turn.
So that was a fucking lie.
The aliens throw brainsuckers at you, and that is an instant kill weapon that appears, moves any distance, and 146% kills your goon in the same turn. At least in the real-time mode your goons have a good chance of shooting it either on the move, or off a goon's head. The brainsuckers can't attack goons that lie flat, but even if you force your every goon to lie, after wiggling them around for minutes, because goons denounce 70% of your orders, the moment they see a brainsucker they all stand up full height and start screaming.
Do it! Shoot me in the face! Face, 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 face! Now! Bullets in the face! Want him! Need him! Gimme, gimme, gimme! At the sound of the bell, it will be face shooting o'clock! Bong! Knock, knock! Who's there? Shoot me in the face! End of joke! I'm gonna sing a song! Shoot me at the end of it! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Bong! I noticed you haven't shot me in the face! Curious as to why! Maybe you're weighing the moral pros and cons, but let me assure you that— oh my god, shoot me in the goddamn face! What are you waiting for?
If you give any order to your goons, there is no way to take it back. I tried to find how to cancel the command, but Google, and DDG, and Bing, and Yandex, are dead, and no one cares about this game, no one talks about this game. It has 800 reviews on Steam, while the ancient obtuse UFO has 3,500. You can't stop. The ride never ends, there's no safe word. Aliens can see and snipe through smoke, your goons need to be up close to detect an alien. There's no rubber frame mouse selection, your only choice is to use bad groups with the bad GUI. Even picking a dude with a mouse is torture. The hitboxes spread across several tiles. When you send a squad of goons they spread in a wide checker pattern, but this is a game with many one-tile wide corridors. The non-checker mode does not even make them move. Between the battles the game doesn't remember the squad distribution. You have to manually sort all goons before every battle with buggy interface. And you can have a lot of goons on one mission. The game doesn't restock the goons anymore. You have to always check their inventories through bad GUI, or they will run dry. They aren't even combined by the location in the personnel list. What even the hell is this thing? This is even worse than XSOM. This is 10x times worse than UFO Reboot. This is worse than JA, Back in Action. This is not functioning. The tech cannot run the mechanics, and the balance to compensate for it doesn't exist. And then there are people who call even this thing the best game ever?
Look, right there. See that guy's reaction when Bush shakes his hand? Surprise, then disappointment. See the guy's smiling, happy, on top of the world. Then Bush shakes. There goes the man's face. See? Surprise, then disappointment. See that? Surprise, then disappointment. Surprise, disappointment. Surprise, then disappointment.
After having no control over vocal cords and musting to scream for an hour or two in disbelief, surprise and disappointment, I've finally reached the stage of learned helplessness when pain don't hurt. There is a way to complete this Guantanamo game. While you can get a lot of soldiers to the battle, I think it's a bit too unwieldy. 12 goons in 2 squads should be about enough. Use real-time only. Instantly save at the start of the map. Often it takes just seconds to roll dice and see if you have already lost or won the first fight after the deployment. Aimed shots are generally a waste of time. They still don't hit, but the rate of fire is slow enough to make you lose, especially against brainsuckers. Ammo waste is a kind of an issue, but better to lose ammo than to lose the game. Alien guns regenerate ammunition, so researching them is a high priority. Your stats don't matter, your soldiers don't believe in orders anyway. You just need to shoot faster than the enemies. You can dual-wield guns, including sniper rifles and heavy weapons. This probably lowers your accuracy somewhat, but I think the sheer volume of fire of 24 guns is more effective. Slowly move forward and save often. The aliens are absolutely unpredictable. During your first attempt they all are camping indoors. But when you reload after instantly losing your whole team with no chance to react, and try to advance towards the entrance, they instead decide to all rush outside. Laying an ambush and moving a spotter towards the side of the UFO's entrance is a tactic. But with no control over the spotter, they can decide to run and hug brainsuckers inside the UFO. And there's friendly fire. At the max game speed the goons barely shuffle their legs, while not carrying anything but one pistol. Yet even at a slower speed they shoot and die extremely fast. The armor doesn't matter, the game always keeps up with your gear to kill you in 1 second at any point. Always keep your goons together. In times when some soldiers get separated from the group, like being spawned alone in a separate room, it is extremely hard to force them to just run away and join the main force. They will start shooting at the enemy, and they will try to hide behind useless cover. They will ignore all orders and die. The only way to force a goon to listen to orders 5% more often is to press, run, and aggressive. There's a chance with enough reloads to join the rest of the squad, but also those buttons break the AI even harder. So outside the special occasions it's better to not touch anything and keep the settings at default values. In real time the enemies are knocked out only for an extremely short time. There are still some freebies, like in the Terror. But if you want a live specimen for research you have to work for it. The stun guns work only up close, and even if you have 2 they are useless. If you've spotted an isolated target, you can throw gas grenades at it. If it falls you have to send a goon to stand on it, so it won't get up. And hope that the goon will not move, and that you can finish the map before the alien bleeds out. Once you've researched both states of an alien, there's nothing you can do with it. You can't sell live ones, you can't sell corpses. They just occupy your space for nothing. PSI is 146% useless. It has insane terrible GUI and stupid useless commands. Even if you take control over an alien, it will last for about 2 seconds. If an alien takes over your goon just shoot the alien, before your goons will kill your goon. Haha, gotcha. You can't order them to shoot an alien. Because you can't order them at all. Just reload the save. You can't throw grenades over tiny obstructions. You can only throw a grenade downwards forward. For the most of the game it doesn't matter, but when you need to do it, you need to do it. Either lose a goon or re-roll saves until the aliens just decide to walk away. This design plain does not work. There's no turn-based tactics, and no real-time tactics either. With your units ignoring you, doing whatever they want, this is worse than almost anything. Instead of tactical combat, you just save, roll dice, and load. Your soldiers either kill everyone or not. Just roll again. Instead of cool randomized maps, this game has a set of boring repetitive maps which you will see again and again and again. I understand that a building is a building, no matter how many times you return to it. But all crash-landed UFOs are giant and are always the same. Near the end of the game you get shields, but they don't stack in parallel, they only work in serial. If you run with devastators and empty inventory, you destroy enemies' shields so you can't replenish them. If you run with a toxicant, you have less space for additional shields. And anyway, by that time you are already at the end game, and you need to have a lot of vortex mines taking up all the inventory space. The cloaking device is broken. It works only when put in a hand slot. With it, your goons get shot at from the other end of the map 100% of the time. Without it, your goons get shot at from other end of the map 146% of the time. Meanwhile, a cloaked enemy doesn't decloak while attacking, and can't be seen farther than 2 to 3 tiles away. Instead of the whole planet, you are operating inside a tiny futuristic village. The saucers come, you try to shoot them down, and then if you kept track of their bad dragon ovipositors, you go and investigate the infested buildings. If you missed a laying, you will be notified when the infestation got worse. Even people who claim that this is a good game say that you have to abuse it. Land vehicles do not work, so instantly sell them. And then buy every storm dog. And the next week, when the shop is restocked. And the next. Because selling a storm dog in parts gives you more money than you've spent on one. This is your way to have cash during the early game. And yes, even the terminally infested with consolitis English speaker fanatiques of this game, who think this all works as intended, still say in every other sentence that you have to save load every minute. Have you ever seen an English speaker say that saving your game is not a literature Hitler? That saving is not literally cheating, and you are cheating not only the game for kids, but yourself, that you didn't grow by playing a game for kids, that you didn't improve by playing a game for kids, that you took a shortcut in a game for kids and that you gained nothing from a game for kids, that you experienced a hollow victory in a game for kids. Nothing was risked in a digital virtual game for kids and nothing was gained in a game for kids, that it is sad that you don't know the difference in a game for kids. The same people advise you to rob every building using stun weapons to avoid consequences. I didn't do that, because to do that you have to manually put stuff in your inventory and then flee, while you are being shot at with real bullets from long distances. The base GUI is abysmal. All of the tabs are one-dimensional. Vehicles tab doesn't denote which base they are parked at. The shop lists everything you can buy, and everything you can sell, in the same long list with no pictures. I didn't find any other way to check the contents of your own storage. You can theoretically customize your crafts, but there are barely any modules for them, and half of them are broken and or useless anyway. Lasers don't need ammo, and they are some of the strongest weapons. So the rockets are useless. Once you get shields and bigger vehicles, make one your dedicated transport, and just fill the rest with stacking shields. There are also big shields, but their usefulness is limited. 2 small shields give 400 for 8 slots, a large one 400 for 9. All of the crafts have even-sized cargo space, so I used big ones only when I didn't have enough small ones, and in the final craft, it's 6x5, so the useful combo is 3 small and 2 big. When you shoot down giant UFOs, which in this game don't get damaged, and then clean the crash site out, you get, like, 1.5 guns and no ammo, while you can see with your eyes 500 rockets present on the ship. Remember how UFO tracked every single UFO tile you could damage on the battle's cape? When your base is getting attacked, you can use your scientists and whatever you have in storage. So if you have nothing at your research base, it sucks to be you. The reason this game takes place in a tiny village instead of spanning the whole globe is explained in several other games, all of which are cancelled and were never released, and all of which were scheduled to come out years after this one. So yeah, none of this makes any sense and is not explained. I even skimmed the UFOpedia, but it has no information related to the plot. The whole thing was built in way less than 50 years since Terror from the Deep. Trump won 2024 and finally built the giant wall. There are androids and there are sectoid hybrids, who somehow live like individuals, despite the whole point of the hybrids was to increase the efficiency of their hive-like society. Then suddenly interdimensional gates have opened and some other new aliens, not related to Nihilanthe at all, started to pour out onto the same planet, picked out of the whole infinite universe, with the same goals. And there even was the alien race X in the cancelled prequel. Oh wow, computer games writing sucks, especially Valve's. Once you research the new special interdimensional ships, you can send your goons on the last 10 missions. And you can shoot down all the saucers before they attack, without having to clean up. First you look at this tiny alien village, then do research of the first building, then return and destroy it, then research the second building, etc. All buildings have many teleporters which infinitely spawn more enemies. They work very slow in the first missions, but get unmanageable later. So the missions turn into a hunt for the teleporters before you can start to PTFO. Most of the grenades can't even damage the portals even with assistance, so you better haul a ton of vortex mines. In the middle of the finale, the rooms get really impenetrable. All the aliens carry blaster launchers, so the second they start shooting, all your goons are dead. Walking goons can't see anything, and flying goons are the easiest target in this game. The aliens pure cheat, so you need a lot of reloads to somehow claw out a victory. In the food chamber you can see civilian sectoids. If you don't kill them, the hybrids union back at home will be happy, but the whole room collapses anyway? Alien farm is annoying. After you've killed every enemy, you have to go and manually shoot each and every cube on the map. Incubator chamber is full of tight corridors and is filled with enemies carrying blaster launchers. It's an absolute arse any way you rotate it. Control chamber is another map with terrible placement of teleporters. The queen's room is when the game gets super easy, and that's the only queen in the game. If you want to research the last thing, you have to get it alive. I've watched how people throw gas grenades at it, and I wasted a lot of time achieving nothing. Then I've read that to stun an alien you need to deal stun damage equal to its HP, so you can just reduce queen's HP first. As a reward you get new grenades, which are useless, and this is literally the end of the game already. The last map is a joke. It's entirely empty. You just place your squads near the corners, and force shoot the things. For the other side you can send one stealth goon, and force shoot the remaining targets, and also the PSI aliens in the middle of the map. Then just leave. The end. I never saw an overspawn, and I even tried to farm it. It just never came to me. Also, I never got teleporters. With so many saucers I shot down, I was not worthy of getting one. This fake drop table sucks. Well, at least the pacing was alright. I could research and produce stuff, without constantly moping up the saucers. If you keep the buildings clean of infestation, and shoot the saucers fast, there won't be any missions until the next week. This Steam release runs at lower clock on auto. And it constantly demands to insert CD. I've reinstalled DOSBox and the newer version started to run fine. I thought UFO Reboot was a joke, but no, this is a joke. I thought XSOM is terrible, but no, that is at least functioning in some capacity. I thought BIA is absolute garbage, and yet even it is still better than this miscarriage. How cool is that Phoenix project, free of spooky evil publishers meddling, is not any better.